Hello Virgo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Ten of Swords. This is really a kind of a no-nonsense kind of card. This is the idea that we really don't have any time to waste. And if I have to walk away from something, if I have to say no to something, I'm going to do it. Okay? And I feel like you're really in this kind of no-nonsense kind of mode right now. I feel like you've got a lot going on. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you. So I feel as if things are just not working, then you're able to let those things go. Because I feel like you have a really, I feel like you kind of made like a resolution maybe for this season of the year, and you said, I'm going to accomplish these things, you know, in the next 3 months or next 1 month or the next year or whatever it is, right? I feel like you had a very specific kind of time frame going on, you know. So I think that you are able to see things for what they are. Okay, we look at the 10, right, and we think what we really want is the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is kind of configured the same way as the 10 of Swords, right? But this is really us looking at something, and we may want it to be fruitful and abundant. We may be looking at something, and I really hope this is going to work out. But when we see the 10 of Swords, we realize that it wasn't. It was an empty shell. It was a plan that didn't really work out. It was an idea that just, there was no meat on the bones, right? This is kind of the idea that we have picked something clean, right? That we have gotten all we can out of something, and it's really time to move on. Time to clean up the mess and keep going, right? So I feel that this is the realization for you that enough is enough, and there's no point kind of sifting through the rubbish to try to find anything else of value. I think what's done is done, right? And it's very decisive, and for you, I think it's very practical. There's no more I can gain from this. Why am I going to stay? Why am I going to keep doing it, right? And I think you apply this to all areas of your life, your friends, your family, your work stuff, your spiritual life, your creative life. You don't keep at something that's already done and over. You don't dwell on it. You don't keep trying to force it. I think it's obvious that it's time to move on, and you move on to the next thing. Okay, this is like somebody who's trying to create a masterpiece, you know, painting or something, and just doesn't know when to leave it alone. Doesn't know when it's as good as it's going to get. There's nothing, if I keep messing with it, it's just going to get worse. I just need to leave it alone, right? And I think with relationships too, I think this energy applies where you know that something is just, it is the way it is. It's like nothing you do is going to make it better. We can't keep trying to force it or to kind of, to try to exert our will on something. It's just, it kind of is what it is at the time, right? Let's see what this card is doing in your life right now. Let's see why we're starting out with this. This is quite, it's almost a very final kind of card, right? And what we have on that is the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards, especially in this, the new Millennium Thoth Tarot that I got here. A beautiful card. And this is really the fruit of the tree. As long as there's still something nourishing about this, we're gonna keep engaging with it. As long as I'm still getting something out of this and it's still feeding my soul in some way, and I still see some practical, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative purpose to it all, some sort of benefit somewhere, right? Then I will keep at it. I will keep doing it. I'll keep this thing in my life. So you're someone that can really recognize value. You know, I think that you really can, you really know when your efforts are kind of being wasted or when they're really bearing fruit and there's a reason to keep at this. Okay? So it's kind of like, you know, we're not going to keep searching for apples on a tree that's already withered and died. Like it's wintertime, the apple tree is gone, right? But we're still up there looking for any kind of something that we can eat, right? And I think you realize that this one's done, you know? And I feel like because you have that energy about you, you're very much able to recognize the all of the abundance and the beauty and the opportunity around you. And I think that really that's something very discerning. That's something very keen about you. Because if we're so caught up in this one thing that we're doing and we're trying to make it work, trying to like force it to work, we're not going to see all the other beautiful trees around us that are offering, you know, the fruit and the vegetables or the peanuts or whatever we like, right? So I feel like this is us kind of looking up from, it's kind of like we're done with this one, we're putting it down, and we're lifting up our head and we're looking around and we're seeing where the next opportunity is, right? We're seeing what the next thing is that we need to move toward. So it really is this ability to kind of let go of things, even if one time they were very nourishing, spiritually, again, creative, whatever the realm for you. We're able to see when we need to be done with something and finish something and let that something kind of fall to the side in order for us to continue making progress. Yeah. Let's see what's going on under the surface here. Two of Pentacles, change, right? We recognize that life is an ongoing process. We must keep moving. We try to dwell in these situations, and this is a mental energy. The Ten of Swords is a mental energy. It's us really kind of believing in something so much that we feel that just by our belief in it, that it will somehow grow some apples again for us, you know? That we can sort of, you know, make it happen just with our mental concentration. Rather than just saying, okay, well, this is obviously done. It was very nice. I liked it, but I need to keep moving forward. The Two of Pentacles is us realizing that, you know, life is a continuing flow. It is an infinite process. The snake is just kind of going around in this, you know, it's a figure eight. It's a lemniscate, the infinity symbol, right? It keeps going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. It's an ongoing process. If we were trying to resist the process of change and force something like the Ten of Swords, this situation, whether this is a relationship, whether this is a good plate of food that you just ate or something, trying to kind of rewind time to put the meat back on the bones, to put the food back on the plate, to put the apples back on the tree. We can't do that. We waste a lot of time trying or thinking that we can do that, but not you. I think you know this is done, this is done. And there's no lingering attachment for you, right? And I think that really is a positive thing. It allows you then to stay in this flow and harmony of life and see the next opportunity. See, this is a very interesting card, the Eight of Pentacles, because it is the Sun in Virgo. So this is really you with your keen powers of discernment, discrimination, and clarity, able to see the kind of the next step in your path, right? And to see what you must do really to perhaps not so much put the fruit back on this withered and dead tree that is here and it's done, right? But to what you've learned here is kind of what you're taking into the next situation, and you're going to use all of that knowledge and wisdom and those skills to make this even better than the last one, right? So if we're talking about relationships that just, you know, they end, or really good job situations, careers that end, or whatever it is, they're certainly not for naught, right? Those aren't wasted experiences. They say everything good must come to an end, right? And indeed it does, and we have to take that experience with us. We have to remember what that felt like. We have to learn the lessons of maybe the mistakes that we made or the wrong turns that kind of happened, and we have to accept everything. We have to accept the good and the bad of that past experience and apply that to what's going on in your life right now in order to maximize this, to optimize the current situation. Okay? And that's something you're very good at right now. It's something that I feel you need to focus on. Let's see what's in the background position. A Knight of Pentacles, the vision of the future. The Knight of Pentacles is in the past looking at the future, right? So it's kind of a paradox, right? We've got the future vision, but you had it yesterday. So maybe you're looking at today, right? So it tells me that you knew this moment was coming. You knew that there would eventually be kind of a conclusion of this thing and a moving on to this next, very prosperous, very abundant thing that's going to need your care, your nurturing, your skill, your wisdom, right? Everything that you've learned from your past experience needs to be applied to this current thing. And so I feel like you kind of saw this coming. I feel like this is all part of your plan. I feel that you're in kind of a middle of a transition right now that it's kind of like, yep, right on time, This is the vision of the future. This is the card that looks down the road and is able to see, okay, who am I, where am I, and what am I doing a month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, or whatever it is for you, right? Whatever the time frame is. And so I feel, again, that you have established this kind of timeline for yourself. You said, okay, I'm going to accomplish these goals in a couple of months, and then I've got these other things I want to do in a couple of months from there, and then we kind of have like these milestones, right? And I feel that you have those kind of set up for yourself, maybe on a calendar or in your phone or in your journal or something. I kind of feel like you have that written down somewhere. Especially those of you that are watching for your rising sign. If you're a Virgo rising and Virgo's your ascendant sign, I feel like that's going to be even more applicable to you. But I do feel like you have these long-term goals, okay? And I feel right now it's very important that we realize that, whatever this Ten of Swords was, maybe this was some plans that didn't quite work out. Well, in a way, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because by realizing that now, okay, I tried something, or I was going in a particular direction, it didn't quite work out. By recognizing that and saying, I'm moving on, I'm not going to try to force it, right? By moving on from that, we can continue making this progress that we set out to. So it's kind of saying that these endings are very, very important, especially the ones where we learn what doesn't work. By learning what doesn't work, we learn what does, okay? So very, very interesting. We've got these two cards right in the middle. I'm going to see what's up above. What's up above it all is the Chariot. The idea of consistent progress, okay? The Chariot is a card that's all about devotion, commitment, dedication, okay? So you have, I think, this long-term goal. You have these milestones you want to reach. It doesn't always go as planned, right? We say, okay, from between here and 3 months from now, I want to accomplish this certain goal, right? We don't know exactly how we're going to get there. That's the goal. And we're setting out now. It's day 1. We're going to try something. Day 2 makes us realize, oof, that didn't work. So then day 3, 4, and 5, we're trying other things. And all the while we're making progress because we're learning from the past and we're making consistent progress so that we will achieve that goal in the month or the 3 months or whatever the time frame is, obviously. So it's persistent and steady movement, even when some of our plans fall through. Some of our great ideas don't work. Not every idea we have is going to be the genius idea. Show me any genius. Show me anybody that did anything in life, and I'll show you a person that has probably failed 1,000,000 times before that. It's rare for someone to just do one thing one time and have it be an ultimate success, right? We go through many versions of things, many plans. Many times we're crumpling up the paper and throwing it in, well, I'm left-handed, throwing it in the wastebasket, right? Many times we crumple it up and we have to start again. But we learned something from the last time, you know? And that's a common trope, obviously, in movies about, let's say, someone that's trying to write a novel or even just write a simple letter, you know? And they're at the typewriter and they just, nope, that's not the one. And then it cuts to the shot of their wastebasket and it's overflowing with these crumpled up pages, you know? But I think it's that dedication to keep trying even when we get that so-called setback, which isn't really a setback, right? It's just it's just not quite the progress that we would like to see. Obviously, I would like to see success, and then another big success, and then another big success. I want all of my plans to work out. Every idea I have, I want to implement it, and then, yeah, it worked. It doesn't happen that way, though, does it? The Ten of Swords reminds us of that. We're going to have a lot of crumpled up paper to throw away. Recycle, actually. But the Chariot is the dedication. It's what keeps us going. This is your ability to say, I know where I'm headed, and I know I'm going to make it there. I just got to find the right kind of subtle avenue to take to get me there. Well, let's see what in the future position, let's see what we have. I think the Chariot card is also very much about your home situation, your family situation. Yeah, then we got the Lover's card. It may be the kind of the building of a family or the trying to forge these very intimate connections with people. It could really be, I mean, not to turn this into a relationship reading. I know, put your pitchforks away. It's not going to become that. This could really be us with the idea, I know that I want to have, you know, that intimate partnership and maybe a family or this life together. I want to build a life with someone. And maybe we have to go through a few different versions of that before we really get to our goal. Okay? That's not what the Lover's card is. The Lover's card is not always about romance. It is about, it's about intimate connections. It's about family, friends, lovers. It's about those people that are very close to us. Okay? And it could be that this is really what we're dedicated to. We're dedicated to the idea of, you know, family and friends and that sort of thing. It could be a romantic thing for some of you. I feel like this, though, is the inspiration. Yeah. And I feel like this is really it's almost a spiritual experience when you reach this goal. Because I feel that there's a very practical thing here, whether this is something career or family or whatever. I feel like reaching that goal is kind of a spiritual moment for you. It feels like you're uniting with your true self, right? It feels like it's this union with God, goddess, deity kind of feeling. Yeah. And I think that this is kind of what is keeping you going. It's almost the bliss that we know is going to result from this path that we're on. Now, you may notice we're using a different deck of cards today. This is the Millennium Thoth Tarot, released by Lo Scarabeo. The artwork is Renata Lechner. I thought I would switch it up a little bit. Yeah, see how this new... It's still the Thoth Tarot. Yeah. But it's a little bit different. Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. I should turn my phone off before I do these readings. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're going to put it down right here, Mr. Ed, the tiny horse, right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us our confirmation. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, and it doesn't cost anything, and it helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. All right, we need it. We need the help. General energy now, Path of the Serpent. Oh, the Star. Your general energy is one of spiritual enlightenment, of spiritual insight, of this, the revelation of your destiny. Okay? And I really feel that this is kind of the carrot before us. That's just, we're going toward it, right? This lover's energy. Now it really feels like this is the union with you and the goal, whether it's a place, a person, a pet, a plant, I don't know. If it's an idea, if this is your career goal or your family goal or whatever your objective is, we are hungry for it. And there is nothing that's turning you off of this path. There's nothing that will slow that chariot down except for maybe our own thoughts and feelings, which does happen. But you are so committed to this. This is what the chariot is so devoted to. This union, this coming together of you and your goal, you and the universe. It feels like it's a union with God, right? That's how important, that's the magnitude of this for you. It feels to me. And the star confirms that. The star is you knowing yourself internally. You have this gnosis. You have this knowledge of self. The star tends to illuminate what's going on within us. Shows us what is what. Shows us where we have blockages. Yeah. And with that 10 of Swords there, maybe the blockage for you has been kind of holding on to something a little bit longer than you should, right? Knowing now when it's time to let go, it's time to let go and move on. We don't want to keep all that crumpled up paper. We're going to recycle it, right? So the star shows us, first of all, where our blockages are. And I think that's the kind of inner work that you're doing. Learning, the 10 of Swords could be many things. What are we holding on to that might be slowing us down, right? We said it's kind of the heart and the mind that might slow the chariot down. If we're holding on to too many swords, we might slow down a little bit. We might kind of get off the path a little bit, okay? And I think now in the context of the Knight of Pentacles, part of this blockage that maybe you have had, part of the letting go, is these things that we thought were part of our path, the goals that we thought we wanted. At one time, I feel like you had this long-term plan, but as you made progress, maybe you realized that I don't want those things anymore. That would explain the 10 of Swords. That would explain the Lover's card. That your inspirations maybe have changed. We've got the 2 of Pentacles underneath everything. So maybe we're realizing that the path we were on before, the Knight of Pentacles, seeing the future vision and thinking, okay, I know step by step how to get there. Maybe somewhere along the way you're realizing, I want something different. This is what I really want. Whatever it is. Doesn't have to be romance, but it could be. I feel like your objectives have changed at some point in this journey for you. Your objectives have changed, and we've learned that when your objectives change and you realize, you have that moment where you say, gosh, I don't want the same things that I used to want. It may make us feel as if something is completely ruined, that something has totally failed. It might feel like we're now alone in this universe and just, we're up the creek without a paddle, right? It may feel that this life has kind of lost substance, that we feel that 10 of Swords quite acutely. That my light just turned itself off. Did you see that? We might feel as if there's kind of there's a lack of purpose, that there is an aimlessness about things. But that's us holding on to that past, piece of paper, that past thing that we wanted, rather than noticing with the 8 of Pentacles that, hey, I'm okay. There's a lot of abundance here, and there's a lot of progress that I'm still making. And those old things that I have to let go of, they weren't worthless. They have tremendous value for you, even if your path has changed. Even if, I wonder if I can wiggle the light and maybe get it to turn back on. I apologize for that. This hasn't happened before. You get the very special, very magical reading today. The candle went out. I don't know if you noticed that. And now the light went out. Hopefully we'll keep enough light to actually finish the reading. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I got it. All right, now just nobody move, and the light will stay on. I feel at some point in your path that happened to you. And maybe if that's happening right now, that would explain some of these cards. But I feel like it had happened, all right? And I think the Lover's card is what you really are truly inspired by, committed to, devoted to right now. right? What your proper future is, what your proper goal is. And the star card, after clearing away the blockages, that light then, because it's not being blocked by anything, right, can shine out from it. It's like your eyes, it's kind of scary, right? Like your eyes are just shooting out these beams of light. And you can see now. You've got that third eye open, and you can see the path before you. And it seems clear, and it seems right, and it seems good. And it is good. And perhaps before, you didn't have this kind of light. You had the Knight of Pentacles, the very maybe practical earthly vision that you could see with your earthly eyes what your path was. But now there's this revelation of what you truly want. And it's opening up this spiritual path for you. And to me, that feels just absolutely amazing. The card in the environment is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups in the environment, it may feel, like I was saying with the Ten of Swords, if we came to a sudden realization that I don't want these things anymore, it might feel as if those things that we were pursuing, which at one time seemed like an Eight of Pentacles, we're starting to see, oh, it's not an Eight of Pentacles. It all has just died on the vine. It's all just decayed. We're looking at this apple tree, and it's so beautiful, and those apples look so good, or oranges, or olives, or whatever you like. I'd say maybe an olive tree would be nice, right? It looks so delicious. I cannot wait to eat it. I'm getting there. I'm running toward that tree because I'm gonna feast, right? But then we stop in our tracks and we look. Everything's rotten. It's not apples anymore. It's not olives anymore. It's just whatever, right? It's just some decay. And I feel as if that really gives us that anxiety. I feel my heart racing now, because now what am I going to eat? You know, it's like we've been charging toward this oasis. We're in the desert and we're going toward this wonderful paradise. We get a little bit closer. We think, oh, I can't drink that water. That's not potable water, right? That's not fit for consumption. So it gives us that anxiety, like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? Okay. But it's interesting that this is coming right off of this star card. So we were just talking about having this spiritual vision, you know, having those eyes that kind of shoot out the spiritual light, where we can see things for what they truly are. We can see the path before us. Good thing too, because we are about to go to this mirage and start drinking cups full of sand, right? We don't want to do that. Don't do that. Okay, please don't. So it's really a good thing that we had this revelation in time to see what this really is. Yes, I don't want this anymore. And now I can avoid it. So the Seven of Cups, and then look, we're being reborn. I love that one. So the Seven of Cups is really good because there's a confidence here. We may be running towards something that we thought we wanted. We may stop, realize, I don't want that. That's a relief. I almost committed myself to something. I almost had this union, this marriage, this wedding, or a welding together of two metals. Shout out to Michael Scott. That I really didn't want. I thought I wanted it. I don't. So there's a certain relief here. But now there's confidence. Now we can say, okay, well, good. I recognized this before it was too late. Now I can really get on the path, right? Now I can really achieve that goal. So there's a confidence here that, we will avoid the pitfall. We will avoid the snare before it's too late. Okay. Now, looking at this another way, maybe we're already here in the Seven of Cups. Maybe this is what we've been nourishing ourselves on for a while. And the star is here to show us that, hey, this is where you've been. You thought that this was a paradise, but you've been under an evil spell. And Spirit is pulling the scales from your eyes, and you're able to see, yeah, this wasn't something I wanted. Now I got to get out of here. Now I got to change things. right? And that Ten of Swords then really does apply, because it's just kind of just a clean thing. It's like crumpling up the paper and throwing it away. That wasn't the story I wanted to write. What was I thinking? And then we continue on. And what this is, to me, it feels like really eon, judgment, rebirth, reawakening, the baptism by fire. And this, to me, is like we are being reborn in this new life. And we need to have the ending. So, you need to have death in order to have life, right? You've got to have the decay. Things kind of putrefy, and they decay, and they decompose into the soil. The soil is very rich in nutrients and allows such beautiful, beautiful things to grow. So by the ending of something, all of that energy is recycled, like those sheets of paper. They get recycled, and something new and something true and something pure and something beautiful can emerge from that. It's a phoenix here rising from the ashes, right? But more than it's the phoenix, I think it is really the, not only it's your energy and your soul and spirit, but it's also the practical, nourishing things in your life, right? That we're finding things now that are good for us. We're not trying to, this is like, if we stay here, it's kind of like we're trying to nourish ourselves on sawdust, right? But here, no, this is really that succulent fruit and vegetables and olives and yummy stuff like that. I don't put that in the wrong place. So I feel it is a bit of an awakening for you. And I feel that this is almost being reborn onto that true path that's been revealed to us by Spirit, by this star energy. And now we are ready. And now we're going to continue on. That chariot has that, that ability to be devoted, your commitment. Yeah. Your commitment to this lover's energy, and we're ready to be transformed, not only transformed after the awakening from the Seven of Cups, and now we're on the path, but also how this is going to happen. Our devotion to this union is going to be like a rebirth. So there's more than one here, and we can look at it in both ways. I think this is you rising up from the ashes of this, but I also feel that when you achieve this purpose, this spiritual goal, this is going to transform you. This is going to rebirth you into your life. And this is really nice. What's the final outcome here? A card of prosperity? A card of perhaps the next challenge? Let's see what we have. The Devil. Very cool. That is your generative drive. This is us really being reborn and having that kind of, it's like it's like it's like a horse that just gets born and just gets up and just starts running, right? Or like a little baby goat, it has this kind of fresh energy. It just kind of like wakes up from the slumber of gestation and is just wild-eyed and hungry and curious and has all this. It's like I haven't moved my limbs in so long that now I just want to run. Now I just want to climb and chew through chain link fences and eat tin cans and all the things that they show you in the cartoons. It's an intense energy. It's a creative energy. It's an ambition. It's an endurance. It's a stamina. I feel like you're getting really fired up by something here. Not only that, but it's also Capricorn energy, just as the Knight of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. So I think Capricorn is a very meaningful sign for you. And I don't know if you have strong Capricorn placements. Maybe your sun, moon, or rising sign is in Capricorn. Go watch the Cap reading. I encourage it, because we have both the Capricorn cards for you, and that seems significant. But this is a rebirth that is going to give you such tremendous motivation to climb even higher, to go and pursue it. So you're just getting hungrier, and it feels great, right? This is a striving. This is a driving force to create the beautiful life, to create the family, the business, the future, the everything, right? It's not like, oh man, I don't want to go to work today. No, this is, I cannot wait to get up and start building and creating and making things and nourishing things and nurturing my life, and also consuming the fruit of your labor, this seems beautiful. This seems magical. Really, really does. Let's look at that mystery card, though. Yeah, I'm curious about what is the way that will guide us. What is the guidance that we need right now? I kind of feel it's going to be some more swords cards, because I feel like we need to kind of have that ability to let go of things and get inspired by that kind of, I don't know, by that rebirth, right? By letting go of something that's been toxic for us. Seven of Cups, quite toxic, right? By letting go of something that is toxic for us, we get this surge of this healthy creative energy. It's kind of like when you've been sick for a long time, and then you wake up one morning, you're not sick anymore. You can't wait to just get up and just run like through the streets, and celebrate and do all the things that you couldn't do when you were sick. But I want to see maybe something similar. You know what we really need? Fire. But I think the fire is very much implied by the Devil energy, the Capricorn energy, and the Eon card, right? I think the fire is implied here, but we might need a more overt sign. So let's see. Drop your prediction in the comments, right? We got the Justice card, Libra energy. Interesting. Balance, fairness, discernment. This is the keen observation that I was talking about in the beginning. You're very able to recognize when something's not working. You move on. Try plan B. Try the next idea, right? So I feel that this is really us being able to judge soberly and rationally. We're getting all worked up here with this energy, especially this Devil energy. The Devil energy is just the motivation to climb any mountain. Doesn't matter which mountain it is. Okay? We need the star to show us which mountain to climb. We need the Justice card or the Adjustment card to have that higher spiritual wisdom that can translate what the star is telling us into kind of mental energy, I guess, into the discernment, into the weighing of options, the putting together of the order and the structure and the plans of something, right? Otherwise, the goat's just going to run up the hill and you're going to be chasing after it, right? Kind of have to direct the goat where to go and kind of give it a little bit of a direction. Nature will take care of most of it, but, you might want to keep the tin cans away from it and all that stuff. And I feel like this is some of that. This is us keeping a very level head about things and not getting so carried away that we end up tangled up in another fence somewhere, or that we fall into some other kind of Seven of Cups, or you have to go through the Ten of Swords kind of thing again. Yeah, I think this is the kind of this is the counterbalance that we need here. And I think this is really, really stunning. We're going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around. There's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Virgo every Tuesday and Saturday. But you can come see me anytime. I'm here 6 a.m. Chicago time every day. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know what you think about these new cards. I like them. Don't worry, I still have my old trusty daily driver of my original Thoth Tarot. Very well weathered and worn, those cards. I feel like this is a nice change of pace. We're just going for a little test drive with these ones, yeah. If this is your first time watching the channel, welcome. Leave me a comment, give a shout out. Let me know you're here. I appreciate you. I want you all to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.